Beirut, Lebanon Prime Minister Saad Hariri of Lebanon returned to his country on Tuesday as Lebanese eagerly awaited the latest act in one of the most unusual and puzzling diplomatic dramas in recent history. Mr. Hariri had unexpectedly flown to Saudi Arabia this month, declared his resignation via video, and then remained there for 2 weeks amid questions about whether he was coerced or had even been detained by the Saudis. A spokeswoman said he landed in Beirut shortly before midnight. Many questions remain, including whether he plans to reaffirm his resignation or rescind it. President Michel Aoun has said it is not valid unless delivered in person, and to what extent he may have acted under Saudi pressure. It is also unclear whether Mr. Hariri still believes he faces a security threat in Lebanon, as he said from Saudi Arabia. In a brief public statement from Cairo on Tuesday, he said he would declare his political stance in Lebanon, but did not elaborate. Mr. Hariri's resignation announcement came amid swirling tensions in the Middle East as an increasingly assertive Saudi Arabia seeks to push back against growing Iranian influence. Mr. Hariri was widely seen as resigning under pressure from the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, as part of a bid to isolate Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militia and political party that is included in Lebanon's coalition government. In his announcement, Mr. Hariri said he feared for his life and condemned Iran and Hezbollah in sharp language. The tone contrasted noticeably with the more measured approach he has taken toward Hezbollah and its Lebanese political allies in recent months, even as he has been frustrated with a sense that his side has compromised more than theirs. The resignation was the first in a series of surprising events that shook the region over several days this month. That same night, Prince Mohammed also presided over the arrests of more than 200 Saudis on corruption charges in what his critics saw as a move to consolidate power. Also that night, Saudi forces claimed to have shot down a missile fired at the capital, Riyadh. Saudi officials blamed Iran-aligned Yemeni rebels for the attack and said the missile amounted to an act of war by Iran and Lebanon. The startling confluence of events raised fears of increasing escalation in the Saudi-Iranian power struggle, and worries that a new war could break out. The concerns set off a scramble to de-escalate the situation by international and Lebanese officials and diplomats, who are still struggling to understand the events and what Saudi goals and plans may have been behind them. Lebanon's foreign minister, Gibran Bassel, embarked on a tour of Western European capitals to call for Mr. Hariri's return, and France intervened, with President Emmanuel Macron inviting Mr. Hariri and his family to Paris. On Saturday, Mr. Hariri traveled to Paris with his wife. Their oldest child met them there while their 2 younger children remained in Riyadh, where they were said to be in school. From there Mr.